University and the Olympic tradition, and we're talking to the former head coach of the women's track team at Tennessee State University, Coach Ed Temple. And Coach, before we had our second break, we were talking about the Olympics and the impact that Tennessee State University has had on the Olympics. But let's talk about what's going on in Atlanta now, and to have you give us some information relative to the Olympics coming to Atlanta. And I understand at one time Nashville was also in competition for being in the spot that Atlanta is in now. Let's talk about it from that perspective.
Well, when they was talking about the 1996 Olympics, Mayor Richard Fulton had a brainstorm that he thought Nashville could be a contender to have it here in the United States. Of course, now he formed a committee, and they did a lot of work. I was a part of that committee. And, of course, everybody thought it was a joke, but now when all the bids and everything went in, Nashville was in third place. Now, Atlanta was in first, but Nashville was in third place. We didn't have a stadium, you know, just like we're doing in football. We didn't have no stadium. We'd have had to build a stadium and everything, but we were in third place on our proposals. Now, we had a whole lot of proposals on paper, but we didn't have too much actually going for us. Of course, I mean, when you look at Atlanta, they didn't have all that much going for them either because they have to build an Olympic stadium. But getting to Atlanta, you know, people thought that really Atlanta's chance was slim and none, and I was one of them because they are celebrating the 100th modern Olympics, and everybody thought it was going to be in Athens, Greece, because that's where it started. And Athens, Greece wanted it. But Atlanta, Georgia just got the people together, Coca-Cola and the mayor, and Andy Young, and everybody just, Leroy Walker, who's president of the United States Olympic Committee, and all of them just went over there, and they had a plan, and they put it to action, and they did their politicking, in which you have to do, and they got the votes, and they won it, and Atlanta has it. And I've been back and forth to Atlanta now quite a few times. I was down there about 2 weeks ago. They had an affair, Bell South down there had an affair for all the previous Olympians out of Georgia who had won a gold, silver, or bronze medal, or either works in Georgia now. But they invited me down there as their guest because I had 7 girls on that group, plus we had Ralph Boston, so that made us 8 altogether. Out of, I think it was 36 altogether. It was 36.
So Tennessee State University had 8 out of 30.
We had 8 out of 36. So they had not only track and field, they had boxing, and they had all the other sports. All the other sports were there. And they had a 3-day affair, and it was very nice. I mean, but they honored them, and they made a calendar, and they put all of them on different months of the calendar, and it was very nice, a very nice affair. But Atlanta's moving along. They're about halfway through with the stadium. They're going to bring the track, they're going to bring the ingredients for the track from Italy. They're going to bring it from Italy and put it down. It's going to be an awful fast track, I do believe. Then after the Olympics is over, they're going to convert that 85,000 seat stadium into a baseball stadium. They're going to take about 20,000 seats out, and they're going to convert that for a baseball. Now, what the old stadium, which is the baseball stadium now for the Braves, right now, that's going to be the assembly grounds for when they have the opening ceremonies, because it's right across the street from where the new stadium is going to be built. And then once this is over with the Olympics, they're going to tear the old stadium down, the Braves, and that'll be the parking lot for the new stadium. But a lot of schools are going to benefit out of this. Georgia Tech's going to get all the modern Olympic equipment that they're going to have there. Georgia State's going to get the dormitories and the Olympic Village. We have Morris Brown is going to get a new football field because they're building a new soccer field there. We got Spelman's going to get some tennis courts that they're going to have preliminary games there. But you got Atlanta U is going to get a gym and everything that's going to seat about 6,000. So everybody's going to get a little something. And of course, that's what makes the Olympics, not only the Olympics of people saying, well, you're building all these things, what's going to happen afterwards? It was just like in Los Angeles. You had USC got the Olympic swimming pool. You had UCLA got a new field house. All these schools benefit tremendously, and the state benefits tremendously, because these facilities will be there after the Olympics is over. And if you want to have an international meet of any kind, we'll say in soccer or in track or something like this, you have the stadium already there.
Coach, this final minute that we have, what about a stadium for Tennessee State University and the proposed Oilers coming to town? I mean, would that benefit anybody?
Well, first, I would like to see us get our own stadium out there, because it's always nice to have what you own. But if we can't, I mean, if they build this Oilers Stadium and 85,000 seats, well, that can be a place for us to play homecoming and play teams like Jackson State and South Carolina State and Southern and Grambling, and Florida A&M. Those are the teams that I think we could get 40, 50,000 people in there. And
so that would really benefit the city of Nashville anytime that we could bring
hotels, motels, people spending. We got to go to Atlanta to play South Carolina State. I was down there, and we had 52,000. We went to Memphis, and we played there, and we had something like 51,000. Now we can bring all that here and have it here in Nashville and have 52 and 55,000.
Very good. Coach, and let me thank you during these last few seconds that we have for that very, very excellent information that you've given us about Tennessee State University and the Olympic tradition. And not only that, but what is going on now in reference to the Olympics. We know that you're very, very busy, and you've been very, very involved in all of these things, even though ostensibly you've retired.
That's
but
right.
You're still involved. Let me thank you. And let me encourage you to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you, and good morning.